Brian Walsh, and I'm the curator of the County Museum Dundalk. Well, the idea behind the exhibition was that there's a network of curators called the Local Authority Museums Network, and we wanted to promote local authority museums in the best way we possibly could. And we ultimately believe that the best way to do this would be via an exhibition. We kicked around a few ideas about, we said, the perfect theme for it, and then we said, what about childhood in the 20th century? The exhibition here it's a mix and gather of a variety of different things. We're very lucky that we've got some very strong images that we're actually using on the variety of these panels here. In alliance and in conjunction with that, we've got some great artefacts. We've got, hockey sticks, we've got dancing costumes and that type of thing. But we've also got some computer games from the 1980s and the 1990s. So we've got the artefacts, we've got the images, and on the actual panels themselves, we've got a variety of different, reminiscences and quotes from a variety of different people littered throughout the country. And it's basically about how they experience education, play, work, health, leisure, all of these variety of activities in their own area. There's one particularly good memory is that one person who went to school, and I think it was in Mel, he actually sat in the school Monday to Friday, and then the schoolhouse was actually used for church on a Sunday. So he was actually sitting in the same seat for Mass as he was on his Monday to Friday routine and that.
I'm Sister Hyacinth Hudson. I was born in 1925 and I'm now 84 years of age, so coming to the exhibition today I feel I've had a panorama of my own life. Today's exhibition is just absolutely, for me, wonderful, and I would hope for the younger generations that they would feel and find themselves in what happened many years ago. Because of what's happening in these days, there's one little sentence up there where someone said in the school they had a nun who had a switch cane, and the only thing she used it for was to scratch her own back. And I thought, well, that was the nun that I knew as well.
I'm Benji Bennett. I just won the Irish Children's Book of the Year award at the Irish Book Awards last May for my book Before You Sleep. The key tone and the message in this book is it's a way for parents to tell their children that they love them, which is why I was asked here today, because I suppose I'm a child at heart writing children's books, but also a children's book with a message. I'm looking at this one over here with the elephants, and that was drawn to me by Brian earlier on. And if there was 10 elephants walking down, any of the streets, either here in Dublin, you'd never get that because they're all used to seeing it on TV or going to Wonderland or Disneyland in Florida or whatever. So the imagination is kind of ruined, and that photograph there really picks out, wow, that's cool. But now that's only a few elephants. You've seen them on National Geographic every day of the week or whatever. So if people can look at the images and read them as well, I think it's very good.
Noel Redmond, a native of Dundalk, born and reared at the bottom end of Church Street. Find the exhibition fascinating because there are so many images, particularly in the Louth area, that I would be familiar with and would bring back memories. And one of the elements in them that I think sparked most memories was the sweets. The sweets, because sweets were something that as kids you got. You didn't get them as frequently or as readily as you get them today. And the penny or the twopence or threepence, as it later became, was very valued because they were buying you things that in the late 40s were there but not so available because the money wasn't so available. But the one picture that really fascinates me is the one for the three little fellas at the back of PJ Carroll's, because being reared in the bottom end of town and being somebody who spent their primary school in the Friary at the other end of town meant that I had to go from Church Street to Ann Street on a daily basis during the school year, and initially under the sort of the guardianship of two or three older girls from a neighbouring family, I would make my way up along the back of PJ Carroll's, up through the Domain and across by the Magnet up Mulholland Avenue to school. And many's the occasion we spent running up and down that particular stretch there. But it also was an area that presented us with our greatest playing area, because the old recreational club in PJ Carroll's had sports fields. On the opposite side of that building, you would have had a huge area, maybe 4 or 5 acres, which currently is the back of the old Carroll village, and that was wide open space for us to play in. There was nettles in certain sections, there was dumped rubble in other sections, there were trenches and holes. They all provided us with great things to fuel our imagination. We played war some days among the rubble and the trenches. Other days we played football on the flat level places. And what were the old concrete tennis courts provided us with ideal flat surfaces for playing something that required a ball to bounce in a hard manner. So you had all those differences. The swing, one of the actions that every child loves, is a swinging, sliding action. Swing provided us with endless opportunities for playing.
For children of this age, it'll be interesting to see how the father or the mother, how they actually got on when they were children. For their parents, it works on the double almost, I think, because not only is it sort of an instigation or an example of that they can show their kids what they were working as, or what we say when they were working at the age of 12 or something like that. But the other thing about it is that they're actually sort of almost realise how their own children were at that particular stage. So they're looking at sort of history sort of almost in stereo, that we say they can see it when they were kids, but they can also see it through their kids' eyes as well, and how those type of things change. And I think there's a sort of a double whammy. It's not nostalgia, it's just history at a very familiar level, but with a sort of a slightly different slant in it.